guys, don't forget, before we get into our sneak peek, like, subscribe to the Crime Chat, ring the bell, or this guy's gonna come after you.
Previously on CrimeChat.
What happened? Where are you going? You
No,
floating away? You're floating away out of space.
I was trying to fix my background. Thinking about this the other day. Do you remember getting out the TV guide?
Yeah.
Going through and flipping and highlighting, oh, I want to watch this. I want to watch this. And I literally, because you had to wait till that certain date and time. Like that's the only time it was airing, plus commercials to talk about selfies.
Yes.
Speaking of coming of age and technology and instantaneous. So where in the hell did the beginning of the selfie start?
I don't know.
Methods of taking a selfie include taking a picture at arm's length.
Higher,
right? You need the right angle because you don't want to get the double chin.
Chatters, I'm Nat.
And I'm Kat, and welcome to the Crime Chat. I am your forensic femme fatale Natalie, is your true crime connoisseur.
We're just two normal girls who obsess about dark crimes, evil minds, and occasionally the unknown.
Yes, here's your disclaimer, chatters. The following Crime Chat contains adult content and descriptions of, we're going to talk about some violent and psychological scenarios today. So...
favorite. Well, you've been warned, and
your listener discretion is advised.
In today's Crime Chat, Kat, I already know what you did because we're doing a double recording.
We are recording 2 episodes, so it's like, okay, same thing.
Right. The only thing that's changed is Kat's background.
Yes.
So
to correlate with the story.
Tell me what you're doing moving this week.
This weekend. So our older son, it's his birthday.
Happy birthday!
So we are taking him and his girlfriend to Helen, Georgia. It's this cute little Bavarian themed town.
Okay.
And so everything is like German food, German beer. We're staying in an Airbnb. We got this cute little like house right on Main Street. And it was cheaper than a hotel, believe it or not. So it's all the comforts of home without staying in a hotel.
How did you find this place? I love places like that. How did you find Helen, Georgia?
So it came across, Chris was like TikTok or watching reels or something, and it came across, and he's like, and he sent it to me, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. We should go there. And we just kind of got talking about it. Now, our older son, he did a couple of co-op semesters when he was in college in Germany. He did German his first like 4 years of high school. So he loves that. Like, are going to Helen. We're going to go have a German weekend. So we're going to go have some, Wiener Schnitzel. We're going to go have some Lagers and some Hefeweizens and just really kind of hang out for the weekend. They've got, it's up kind of in the mountains a little bit, kind of towards like the Blue Ridge. We'll probably be able to see the Blue Ridge Mountains from it. It's about a 4 or 5 hour drive for us. And he lives in Georgia. So, but it's only maybe like an hour or 2 for him. So he's a little closer. So they also have like water rafting, and like you can go down one of the rivers and, on the tubing. So I think we're going to do that. I don't know what we're going to do, but it'll be fun. It'll be a fun weekend.
Well, happy birthday, Quentin.
Happy birthday, buddy.
My plans are I am going to continue to look for a new humble abode. I'm in the market right now looking for some nice, spacious. I want a resort style humble abode. I want a home. They don't have to think of anything. I don't want to deal with anything. Kat, this week you've mentioned, I know who you're doing the story on because you did mention you are coming over to my neck of the woods, not Florida, but New York.
Yes.
And we are all very familiar with this case. I don't know the details, which you're going to get into, but it is a pretty famous case, and we should know the details. This is a case we all should know the details. So yeah, and you were very particular. You're like, I need to. What was going on in New York City in 1960? So that's what I focused on. 1960.
Perfect. Yep.
I listed 10 key factors that were going on in New York City at this time. Now, constantly transforming because we have so many different cultures, just a big melting pot. It's one of the most beautiful places to visit. It is just, it's the place to kind of be for a lot of things, and it's the place you don't want to be for a lot of things. But so we're going to touch on a couple of those too. Okay, well, the number one, during the 1960s, counterculture and civil rights. It was a huge movement. The 1960s were a time of social upheaval and activism. The civil rights movement was in full swing. The activists like Martin Luther King led protests and advocating for racial equality. Many significant civil rights events took place in New York City during this time as well, including protest marches and rallies. Number two, music and arts. In the 1960s, it was a vibrant period for music and arts in New York City. So folk music revival was underway in venues like Greenwich Village, the coffee houses. The iconic musicians like Bob Dylan emerged. The Beatles made their historic visit to New York City in 1964.
Yeah.
Marking the British invasion. The city went nuts.
I remember. Yeah.
The city's art scene flourished with the rise of pop art, and this had figures like Andy Warhol, who became a central figure to the cultural landscape. And of course, we just mentioned it, Greenwich Village. Have you ever been there?
No.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is amazing. It's very artsy.
Yeah.
Very, very. Just artsy. So when you say artsy, you think of like starving artists. No. This is like the richest artists living will live in Greenwich Village.
Which borough is it in?
That's Manhattan.
It's in Manhattan. Okay.
People don't know this, but like majority of the police force, fire department, sanitation, port authority, they were all Irish. And the Italians kind of were the mob.
The mob.
Have you ever heard of CBGBs?
No.
Okay, CBGBs is where like the Ramones got their first time on stage. There was no reason to go to the Bowery unless you were getting murdered or going to see a concert. So, and number 4, Kat, the Stonewall riots.
Oh yeah.
In 1969, the Stonewall riots occurred in Greenwich Village neighborhood, marking the pivotal moment for the LGBTQ plus community and their rights. The riot was a response to police raid in the Stonewall Inn, which is a gay bar, and it led to increased visibility and activism for the LGBTQ plus community. One notable project was the construction of the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. However, these projects faced criticism for displacing communities and altering the city's character. The city played a role in the presidential campaigns, including the election of John F. Kennedy.
2 episodes ago, it talked about the greatest beer run ever. You need to watch that movie.
I'm gonna watch it. I saw actually, you know what? I did look that up, and I saw the guy. He was like sitting on a can.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna watch it. Who doesn't remember having a Harvest Gold refrigerator? Did you have a Harvest? You didn't have a Harvest Gold refrigerator? Everybody.
Ours was like puke green.
Oh yes, that was the other color. It was like that puke pea green or the Harvest Gold. Yeah. And the velvet couch with the wood paneling.
Yep.
The shag rug. And number 10 of my final major New York City contribution to this world is pizza. What the
pizza?
It doesn't, every generation. I'm shocked it wasn't in this list. I added it to this list because in my head, in every generation, you always have to start with the pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the cheesesteaks in Philadelphia.
Right. You always
Yeah.
got to start with it. So
Yeah.
overall, 1960s in New York City was a time of change that marked social activism, cultural innovation, and political turbulence. The city played a central role in shaping today's culture as we know it.
Well, today we're going to talk about the 1964 murder of Kitty Genovese, bartender walking from her car to her apartment in Queens at about 3 o'clock in the morning. She was attacked and stabbed to death while bystanders witnessed the attack as she yelled for help. Even though one of Kitty's neighbors initially spooked the attacker off, he ran off, but he waited about 10 minutes, came back, stabbed, robbed, and raped Kitty, leaving her for dead on her doorstep.
Oh my God.
Now, several things from this prolific event, to include something called the bystander effect and the development of the 911 emergency call center. Kitty was the oldest of 5 children in her Italian-American family. She was raised Catholic in a Brooklyn neighborhood populated mainly by Italian and Irish immigrants. Go figure. She attended